So only mere hours after an illegal migrant was caught assaulting a young 10-year-old girl in the City West Hotel, guess what? The Irish government don't care. They haven't listened to a single thing. Here we have another video of a fresh batch of illegal immigrants into a Dublin iPass centre. This is absolutely ridiculous, guys. I wonder, are they listening at all? It's like they don't even care, guys. No matter what happens, people can get killed, people can get assaulted, thrown out of buildings, people can get flipping sexually assaulted, people can get flipping murdered in daylight, and they don't care. The government doesn't care, guys. The media just brushes it over, just sweeps it under the rug. This is the EU-UN human trafficking scheme that keeps happening in the country, and it's never going to get better. I don't know what's going to change. It just keeps being perpetuated by the government. They're not listening, guys. I don't know when they're going to listen. The riot that took place yesterday at the City West Hotel still didn't do anything. Imagine that.
Look over the darkness, man.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm grand. Thank you.
You see how immediately the people transporting them are trying to stop them filming? He said, "Yo, mate, you okay, mate?" Yeah, perfectly okay, man. You're just invading the country with a bunch of randoms that shouldn't be here.
Thank you. Oh, Escort. Huh? Hey, boy. Family.
You know, they don't even look like migrants, guys. They just look like regular immigrants into the country. They don't even look like people that are coming in. Why are they going to iPass centers? Why are they refugees? There's no such thing as refugees. It's just ridiculous. These guys are wearing the freshest clothes. They have better shoes than I do on. And they're refugees, like? That doesn't make any sense, guys. These people get 5-star meals, hotels for free. They get back massages, while our own Irish people die in a ditch in the side of the road. They die, starve to death. Kids, thousands, don't get any care. No hotels, they get pneumonia, they get sickness, and then they just die right there. While people from North Africa and the Middle East and war-torn parts of Pakistan and India, they get all the greatest foods and selection of housing that they want. And of course, you saw the Gardai were actually giving them a escort, a private escort, which is taxpayers' money. People's taxes are literally paying for the invasion. We're paying for our own invasion. The most ludicrous, crazy, crackpot thing I've ever seen in my life. And whenever I see these illegal immigrants coming into the country, all I can think about is this, guys. 5 family members of Joseph Pushka given jail time, given prison sentences. Okay, this is from the mainstream news, the RT, brainwashing media. This is just put out literally like 10 minutes ago. Marek Pushka, Vera Gazova, Josefina Grunzova, and Lubomir Pushka, all Roma gypsies, by the way, have now been put in jail for between 20 months and 2.5 years, which isn't long enough because they literally burned the evidence. So they were actually trying to get Joseph Pushka off of being caught. They burned the evidence, and they should be given as much as he was given, truly. If not just as much, you know, if not more, guys, because basically Joseph Pushka wouldn't have been caught if it was for them. Pushka's brothers, Marek Pushka and this other guy, as well as Joseph Pushka's wife, were convicted of withholding information from Gardai. They wouldn't tell the Gardai information. The maximum sentence for this offense is 5 years. The brothers were sentenced to 2.5 years each, which is 5 years in total. Istokova was jailed for 20 months. So Joseph Pushka's sister-in-laws, Viera Gazova and Josefina, were guilty of found of assisting an offender by burning Joseph Pushka's clothes of the murder of Mrs. Murphy in January 2022. So Ashley Murphy got killed by the psychopath, and then the sisters and sister-in-laws actually burned his clothes so that he wouldn't get caught. These sisters should be in jail forever as well. Gazovia was jailed for 2 years, and the other one, Grundzova, was jailed for 1 year and 9 months. In a victim impact statement, Mrs. Murphy's father, Raymond, said the small comfort of the family had that Joseph Pushka was rotting in prison. 100% good to see it. Isolated and alone, would have been robbed from them if the 5 members of his family had succeeded in hiding his guilt by withholding and destroying vital evidence. Her sister Amy said Ashley's murder had rippled the family's lives Her sister, Amy, said Ashlings Murphy had ripped the family's lives of joy, colour and meaning. She added, what was left was survival, nothing more. They have no pleasure in their lives anymore. Imagine, I couldn't even imagine the trauma and the horror these people are going to go through for the rest of their lives, honestly. It's just the worst thing in the world. Imagine your brother or sister dying. I couldn't even imagine. That's like hell on earth, guys, She said that her most consuming emotion during this proceedings was her anger at the injustice and the enormous public cost of the legal proceedings. She said the family felt gaslit when lawyers for the defendants recounted the family values of their clients. She said the court was told they had come to the country seeking a better life and believed to be the importance of family and education, but their actions completely contradicted this. She said the Pushka family members made deliberate choices and each chose silent complicity. Mrs. Justice Caroline Biggs said she agreed entirely what happened was closure of ranks and decision was made to say nothing and to lie to assist Joseph Pushka in avoiding arrest. True. The family were conspiring to basically get him off. It was ridiculous. She said the jury had found that they did this knowing well that Pushka had confessed to the killing of Aisling Murphy. The judge told the Murphy family she was acutely aware how powerless the criminal justice system was to anything to ease their unspeakable and exceptional pain and suffering. 100%. I mean, these people should be locked away for 100 years. You know what would ease me and would make me feel better in the criminal justice system? Is if the Joseph Pushka family, including Joseph Pushka himself, were deported and put in jail in Eastern Europe for 1,000 years. How about that? That would make me feel a whole lot better. I'll just tell you that much. So I just want to finish off with this, lads. This is actually a statement from the Chief Superintendent, Michael McNulty, regarding the serious public disorder in Saggart in County Dublin. So of course, this was the City West Hotel that was basically rioted outside. The van burned down because there was a 10-year-old that was sexually assaulted. Let's listen.
This evening, members of Garda Síochána on duty at a public gathering at City West were subjected to sustained levels of violence. This was not a peaceful protest. The violence exhibited was thuggery and an attempt to intimidate and injure. During the evening, there were sustained attacks on Garda cordons, including physical violence, bricks thrown and fireworks discharged at Garda members and the arson of a Garda van. Bins with hundreds of used glass bottles in the area were emptied and the contents used as missiles. Attempts to breach the Garda cordon were also made by charging the line with horse-drawn sulkies.
Oh yeah, someone said that, he said there was an attempt to breach the garden cordon-off area, which was the entrance to the City West Hotel, by charging the line with horse-drawn sulkies. So lads were on the horses, and I'm not sure if it was members of the travelling community or just other people. Who knows, lads? That's the only people that I've seen in Galway with them. So much love to those guys. But yeah, it could have been just random people as well that had horses. So a lot of different people in Dublin have horses. So I don't know who it was that was using the horses, right?
With horse-drawn sulkies. Individuals were observed carrying implements such as garden forks and tools and damaging walls in the locality to obtain missiles. The Garda helicopter was targeted with lasers. One member of Garda Síochána has received medical attention for a foot injury. 6 persons have been arrested, primarily for public order offences. Garda Síochána had a policing operation in place for this public gathering organised by disparate groups on social media who stir up hatred and violence and encourage and entice others to get involved. Over the course of the evening...
So what did he say there? He said organised by disparate groups on social media who stir hatred and violence to encourage others to do so. I didn't encourage anybody to do anything. I just said I understand how people are going wild because it's just the attack of this 10-year-old. It's changing society now. You know, we don't live in the same society we did 20 years ago. You know, the sexual assaults of kids, it's just horrendous stuff.
And violence and encourage and entice others to get involved. Over the course of the evening, nearly 300 members of Garda Síochána were on duty, including over 125 uniform members, 150 public order members, water cannon, mounted unit and dog unit, supported by members in air support unit and regional control rooms. Units across the Dublin region were supported by colleagues for the Garda Eastern region. Garda Síochána public order incident command policy was implemented. Garda public order units were deployed in full protective equipment and utilised incapacitant spray to repel sustained physical attacks on Garda lines.
Yeah, that pepper spray was used thoroughly. Okay, they actually ended up hitting Esla Levant, Canadian, basically journalist, also GB News. They hit GB News with the pepper spray. They just hit everyone. Anyone that was actually at the protest, they just sprayed that pepper spray like crazy.
An investigation has been commenced and a senior investigating officer has been appointed. I would like to commend my colleagues who are on duty tonight for their professionalism, courage and resilience.
So that was the first video that I wanted to show you. The second one they put up was actually the aftermath of the City West hotel entrance, and it is absolutely wrecked. Let's look at this. So this hotel is completely wrecked. Let's watch this video. This is what the Gardai say after the event. This is like their post-game interview. This is their post-match analysis, all right?
All about a graduated response, and the soft caps will be deployed first, and then if necessary, depending on the dynamic situation, the public order will be deployed, and we can surge the public order as needs be, as you would have seen last night. The Garda response was firm, fair and effective, and that's what the public expects. So we did have
a lot of drinking taking place last night, it seems like, lads. A lot of drinking taking place. A lot of wine bottles and WB8's water.
So we did have a fairly detailed plan in place. We were prepared, and that made a difference last night. We were able to contain the violent disorder at City West and restore order and prevent it spreading to other areas. Our members were very professional, showed tremendous restraint and professionalism in the face of a lot of hostility and danger last night, and I want to commend them for that. A number of arrests were made, and we have commenced the full investigation led by a senior investigating officer. We're continuing to identify others involved, and further arrests are likely. We will be relentless in our pursuit of those involved last night.
Jeez, look at the burned out car. Look at the burned out van. It's crazy.
And we will bring them to justice. And I want to reassure the public that whether they were wearing masks or hoods or whatever, we've shown from our previous investigation after the Dublin riots that we will be relentless in our pursuit of these people. As Gardai, our duty is to protect everyone, every member of the public, regardless of where they come from. That's what we do, and that's what we'll continue to do.
So crazy scenes yesterday, but just to actually comment on what Paul Cleary said there, the role of the Gardai isn't to protect the public. The role of the Gardai is to enforce the laws, guys, like of the country. They actually don't really care about whether or not people get hurt or not. That doesn't really matter. They just want to enforce the laws. So they don't care about your well-being. It's just to enforce, make sure you don't go near the immigrants in the City West Hotel. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on that. Crazy scenes from last night. Just want to give an update on how the Gardai were looking at it, because obviously from their perspective, completely different than the media's perspective. But let me know your thoughts. If you want to support me so I can help support you guys, hit the join link underneath the video for just €3 per month. We have 30 plus members now, so I greatly appreciate the love and support, guys. And I'll see you all in the next one, man. Peace.